Hey, in this video, we're talking about the top 6 first-time home buyer incentives when you're moving to Texas, and you're gonna wanna pay attention and stick around till the end because the last one is likely to save you the most money if you qualify. And we're gonna get into it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to this channel, and you want to know everything there is about eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good and the bad of living in Dallas, Texas, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in Dallas, Texas. My name is Levi Lassick with the Real Estate Mavericks. My partner Jimmy and I are getting calls and emails every single day of people just like you ready to make a move to Dallas, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're making a move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email so we can help you make a smooth move to Dallas, Texas. So we're getting into the top 6 first-time homebuyer incentives for buyers when you're moving to Texas. Now, these are gonna save you a lot of money, and I want you to be aware of these so that way you can make the best decision. Now, we have lender referrals in place. If you don't have one in Texas, you need a lender that's going to be certified and licensed in Texas to do that. So if you don't, just let us know. We'll be happy to set you up with one. But they're gonna guide you a little bit more through this process, but we want you to have the knowledge to be able to present to them so that you can make the best decision on which loan is gonna work best for you when financing. So the first one we're gonna talk about, which not everyone's gonna qualify for this, it's my personal favorite though, being a veteran, is the VA loan. So if you are a veteran and you're considering moving to Texas, there is a lot of incentive in place for you. You got 0 down options, you've got waiver of the funding fees, depending on disability ratings. So you always want to make sure you ask about that and have your documentation in place as well. That can save you a lot of money. There's also several tax incentives that are in place for Texas veterans. So it makes it very, very financially viable for veterans to move here. And I tell you what, it's really one of the most veteran-friendly states. Whenever you come here. So a lot of incentives, we'll cover those. Actually, we have another video, you'll want to check that out about veterans moving to Texas. So if you go there, we cover a lot of those incentives in more detail. All right, and so number 5 is going to be a conventional loan. Now this is something that not a lot of people do because it's more advantageous for you if you have more money to put down. So you can do as little as 3% down, but you're usually going to have to pay a little bit more in mortgage insurance, and that's something that most people don't want to, but you can waive that or get that taken care of, no mortgage insurance, if you put at least 20% down. But again, most people don't want to put that much down, so they want to look at other loan options, but you do have the conventional rate because you can have a credit score of as low as 620, but actually if you have somewhere up in the 740s, it's going to actually give you a better financing rate. And that's going to be the case on any situation. You know, depending on what your credit score is, that's another thing that we can talk about. We have referrals in place that if you need some assistance getting that repaired, then we can help point you in the right direction. And if you're considering moving to Texas, whether it's the next 3 to 6 months and you know that could be an issue, you want to reach out to us right away so that we can help you start getting that in place and in motion before you get here, because the last thing you want to do is come here and then get stuck based on just a credit issue. So let us know ahead of time and so that we can help you out unless you've got somebody where you're currently at. But that's something you definitely want to take a look at. And if you want one of our lenders to take a look for you here or one of our referrals, then we'll be happy to do that as well. It's always good to get an idea from a lender, you know, about where you stand so that we know where what we're looking at. Now, if you don't have a question about your credit, then no need to worry about that, and I'm sure we'll be in a good position. But actually moving to Texas and in Dallas in particular, and this is number 4, is that there's actually a Dallas Homebuyers Assistance Program as well. So depending on qualifications, this is actually done by the city's Housing, Neighborhood, and Revitalization Department. So they offer assistance in down payment and up to $40,000 in payment assistance, and that's based on the needs. So there are some certain qualifications that you would need to meet for that. But again, based on your situation, that's something that we'll be able to evaluate and let you know if that's going to work out for you. So the funds are provided in the form of a deferred loan, so that's something that will need to be repaid as well. So just something to keep in mind, but that's definitely an option we can explore for you. Number 3 is the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs. So that is, as a stay home, this is the DHCA, and they allow assistance and closing costs up to about 5% of the loan. So that could help out on some of the additional fees that come whenever you are financing a property or a home. And so the requirement is waived if you're actually honorably discharged veteran. They will waive the fee on that. So that is something to take advantage of as well. So again, one of those incentives to check out the other video if you're a veteran, but that's another option that we can explore. But number 2 is probably the most popular. This is what most people go with, is the FHA loan. And this is done by the Federal Housing Administration, and it's very, very relaxed requirements. But at the same time, you can have a credit score as low as 500, but you'll need probably around 10% to put down. So if you have some more money to put down and your credit's a little questionable, then this is the route that we will most likely go. But if you're 580 or higher, then the requirement is about 3.5% down. So that's very minimal compared to whenever you're getting, into 2, 3, 4, 500,000. That's a lot more manageable for people to put down just 3.5%. And if you're not at that point right now, you want to understand that 3.5% is a good threshold of savings that you need in place to likely put down on a property. And so if you're not at that place right now, you want to start saving and working towards those goals to do that. And so FHA is really one of the most popular ways that most people get their loan. But the number 1, and we said wait till the end because this could save you the most money, and this is one of our personal favorites too, is a USDA loan. And actually, not a lot of people really know about this one, but this is actually an incentive that encourages rural and suburban home ownership. And so depending on zip codes in certain areas of Dallas and in Dallas County, you could qualify for 100% financing. That means you would put 0 down on your home. And there's areas closer to Dallas than you think. You may be thinking, oh, I'm gonna be way out in the sticks. Not necessarily the case. There's a lot of good areas around Dallas that are considered rural and suburban by the USDA, and that would allow you to take advantage of a full 100% finance, 0 down home loan. So it's very lucrative, and we just got to check and see, depending on where you want to live and where that's going to fall for you, and if it's a neighborhood that you like and is going to be convenient for you when you make that move, then I think it's one of the best options you can do if you're not a veteran, and so and if you have little money to put down. So with that in mind, check out our next videos. We got more about Dallas as a whole, and so you're going to learn a lot from those. And until the next one, we'll see you then.